I played on this map before I came here, and I got absolutely destroyed. So
yeah, I saw
have, like PTSD.
I saw a clip, a certain clip.
Yeah, Sko posted a clip.
You tried to do a run out.
I tried.
Didn't really go so well.
Blame the lag. But hey, Thatcher's banned. Thatcher being banned is going to change a lot of the strategy over in Piano because you see a lot of hard breaches coming towards bars. So I wonder what type of effect that's going to have and why Draak banned him. But Capital being banned as well, he could clear out large areas with his asphyxiated boats.
I think in general, hard breach is very important, not just for Piano, but in general on this map, to be able to clear out and give yourself multiple angles to push a site, as oftentimes you'll be left with a very one-dimensional push if you don't have a second wall open.
Yep.
So this is going to add to the complexity, but obviously it's a bit of a gamble, as they'll be facing the same issue, and I think that they're hoping to try and get multiple rounds in this first half, so as to make it less of an effort to try and close out on the attacking side.
Yeah, Mira being banned is a given, but now it comes to the question, are you going to ban Maverick, or are you going to ban Echo or Maestro? So Maverick is going to be in play now that Thatcher's out. So Thatcher's banned, that's going to be fun. Maestro being banned compared to Echo as well. So it's interesting to see because Echo can be so much more powerful than Maestro depending on the situation. He has that plant. He could stop the plant anytime at will with his yokai drones. And he has not one but two of them.
Maestro has a lot of prevalence on this map, though, I think, especially when you talk about the cocktail bar, this site that we're about to go on to. There's a specific spot he can play into and basically just stay safe the entire time for one, which is great because then he can just go into a corner and check his drones, give his team a lot of intel. But then he also has usually a reinforcement in front of him and a nice peek over to Cigar, which is usually the way that the attackers move into the site, and that gives him a lot of purview over it. You can't hold that spot as effectively with an Echo. You still can do it, don't get me wrong, but the problem is you're working with a gun that doesn't have 80-something bullets to work with anymore. It's only got like 20. So, pretty big difference in firepower there if you end up being the main player that needs to defend that push.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And you see the only counter that's on the board for Echo and in general is just going to be Factor. So Factor is going to not only have to stay alive, he's going to have to put himself in a position to hunt down those yokai drones and shoot them out the air. Also, another interesting fact, with Maverick not in, we just have a thermite. We have a thermite. So getting into Piano is going to be hard if Kite is able to throw his claw on that wall right by the Mozzie right there. So it's going to be a lot of interesting scenarios that we're going to see up top here on the third floor. It's going to be all about how Luminosity attacks it. But Luminosity, this is the veteran roster. They are in Pro League. They know what it takes to win. One of the best teams in the game. So here we are, right into the action phase.
No Twitch either, so no real way to get rid of those Electric Claws that are sitting behind right now. And that's going to cause potentially lots of issues for Luminosity if they become reliant on a freezer push in order to get significant map control on this site. See how this plays out for them, though, because I'm sure that they have a plan to deal with it, and have had that plan since we saw that Thatcher ban go out right at the beginning.
Yeah, Tomas, he's going to be on roamer duty, donning Jackal. He's going to sniff out footsteps to see there's going to be a person or two running around for Draak Esports, and yeah, with the well-placed drone, he's able to see just one, and I'm pretty sure he's going to act on it. The question is he going to have a buddy system going into effect to hunt him down, or is he going to go in solo? He has the skill set to go in solo, but is that going to be the right way to go about it? And the person that he was able to track is going to be Valkyrie. He wasted no time with that.
Moss, of course, still just checking the hallways here to make sure that no one else has been hiding around. We'll see Rexon's body fall to the ground there for a moment as little homie was able to take him out by the window, and that will give Draak the advantage to start out this round.
I'm going to call it now. Little homie is the amateur bolo.
All right, that's a bold, call.
Yeah, I like little homie a lot, man, but the fact that he's able to get that entry frag was so big, and Hyena throwing out some utility, and we saw the outline of the body, so he was in danger, but you know what? There it is. The refrag is going to come. Little homie able to get a 2K, but Hyena is going to shut him down as one more player who's currently pinged out. He's going to hide behind that shield. Yeah, he's been tracked by Jackal as well.
Hyena getting hit there, I believe, by the impact as well, so that brings him down slightly lower, but still keeps him in fighting shape at a little under 75 HP. Into a 3v5 here now. 3v4, excuse me, for Luminosity. But Draak are getting quite aggressive, and that may not be necessary. Tizzy most recently peeking out from behind that cover there, goes down to 25 HP. Hyena is still sitting here hunting him down. They're running out of time to be able to do that. The Nitro Cell is taken out midair. And I believe it was going to be a little bit short to do any real damage to them anyway.
Yeah, he's just going to run away. Now they're just going to have to hold their positions in their lanes as we are now playing under a minute, where Luminosity, they find their way all on the top floor. Now it's all about slaying on this point out, but which side are they going to do?
Luminosity again, just trying to find at least one more kill so they can try to push this in even terms. Factor's actually making quite a bit of progress here. Unfortunately, that Echo is going to become a problem, and won't even be the Echo, it's the Cade. Sitting back, JVac finishes to take out Factor as they didn't clear out the freezer in time. Thomas will get the trade onto him. Still has to take out one more, though. Thankfully, Jackal's helping him out quite a bit here. He finds that kill, and now, well, it is all on Tomas. He's brought it down to a 1v2. More players to knock out, but he can't find the first one. Goes down, I believe, to the Echo right there. In fact, that is the case. And Luminosity will lose the first round. Draak will take it. So far, this Thatcher ban paying out quite well.
There's nothing too tricky throwing at Luminosity at all. Draak Esports, they actually gunned him down pretty well. And just for fun, I called him an amateur bolo just to play around with him. Good friend of mine. You guys should have seen the way Blue looked at me. Blue looked at me as if I was crazy. It was pretty funny. But still, though, Lil Homie getting the first 2 kills for Draak Esports really did open things up, especially the quality of kills he got on the 2 players that he eliminated. But Luminosity, they're going to have another chance on attack here in the second round. We're going to go down to the first floor, kitchen. So with Thatcher being gone, this is where the attack is going to get really fun. We see Buck in play, so we're going to see a lot of verticality presence, along with the fact that Sledge is probably going to be right with him, which is going to be Rexon. And, oh, Rexon and Doodoo teaming up together up top is going to be actually scary. So even though Doodoo does have a little bit of slow time on land where I was able to make fun of him, Doodoo is an absolute fragger, and him teaming up with Rexon is just insane. Rexon has impeccable aim, and he's known at any given moment to just go absolutely off to be able to get 2Ks, 3Ks, and take over a round if he wants to, at will. But Draak still looking really good, picking up the first round. It's really good momentum boost for him, and it does a lot for their mentality. You know, it lets them believe that, yeah, they belong to stay in the game. Just how long can they actually do that?
That is going to be the question here now. So move into the second round, and we'll see Draak try to defend downstairs instead of going for one of the second floor sites first. We've got a lot of soft breach potential, as Riley had already mentioned here, with the Buck and Sledge combo coming into this. So if Luminosity does have the appropriate read that it's on the first floor right now, we'll be able to get quite a bit of a preview onto that site, and more than likely they're going to be able to get it without much congestion, as it doesn't seem like we have a huge amount of roaming presence here on the second floor for Draak right now.
Yeah, Tomas able to sniff out a defender almost immediately. But Factor is going to be on IQ, so he's pretty much going to be on solo duty at the moment. And what makes Factor such a good pickup for the team is compared to Pixel. I mean, Pixel was an amazing player. He was really good in the role that he played. But Factor is just the wild card on every single map. And it seems like Luminosity, they surrounded each other with players that can actually take over the game. So now with a little bit of more drone work, we're now hitting the 2-minute mark. And yeah, Factor, and they have to know somebody's down here in this back area. Is he going to be able to see him? Yeah, the drone gets shot out. The drone got shot out, so that was an instant cue that there's a defender hiding in that corner.
Going to try and pre-fire it into the corner, but unfortunately won't be able to catch much. That player not actually in that position. Luminosity has moved in. We'll start doing a little bit of reconstruction here, mainly with their Buck, but I would imagine Rexon, well, he's sitting right back there, I believe, on drone duty right now. Trying to chuck in some nades in order to push a few players out, but again, not going to find much. You could tell from the silhouettes, there's no one really in the vicinity. Rexon also going hunting instead of soft breaching right now, trying to find the player that they're looking for in the corner, but he only loses a massive amount of HP, and now JVac trying to trick the hatch, but it won't work out.
Yeah, JVac's going to have to run for his life and stay safe just for the moment. His Doodle is still utilizing skeleton keys to see if he could get the drop on somebody from above. Yeah, and with that prone, he probably could have been able to see somebody, but just now, yeah, nobody is in a position to be caught out all alone right now. And
all right,
JVac with the single tap is able to get the best of Doodle. Great opening for Draak Esports.
Nicely done by JVac, and now this is definitely going to hurt the push from Luminosity, but Thomas is looking to bring it back under his team's control. Finds a second kill personally, but Factor also picked up a third. Now Thomas hunts for his own third, fourth on the round, and it leaves Sonic all alone in a 1v4 situation. He'll have to try and get crazy, but it won't work out, and LG take a swift round 2. After a bit of delay on the start there, they do indeed take it with barely any lost players whatsoever. Now tie us up at 1-1.
Thomas ran right in by a bar and caught him with their pants down, able to pick up a nice 3K for Luminosity. Even though Draak Esports were able to get the drop on Luminosity with the first blood of the round, yeah, Thomas was just way too much for him. And you saw as he went in the back of the kitchen, he was shooting people from their side. The callouts were not there, and they were caught by surprise. So great round by Luminosity and great effort from everybody on that team. But on the defending side, we're going to go to Reading Room and Fireplace Hall. New floor every round, and the 6th pick currently going in. Draak is going to be on Bandit. One thing to also point out, Draak Esports, they had a sub last time they were here on USN. This is actually their full roster this time around. So now we get to see the best of them.
That being the case, first floor didn't work out too well for Draak. Unfortunately, without any second floor roaming presence, Luminosity had plenty of time to line up their assault, and while it did take a minute, when they finally jumped on it, Luminosity, it seemed anyway, had all of the info they need for that execute and went through it very swiftly. We'll see if that'll be the same thing for the second floor site that they've gone for, or if Draak will have a little bit better of a defense to put up here.
The one thing about North American teams that's pretty fun to see is that you see a lot of players with a lot of slaying potential playing hard breach or objective. Hyena as fragmite, thermite, so to say, that's actually frightening. The fact that he's able to play the objective and be able to frag out on top of that, what more can you really ask for? With the action phase now currently going underway, pretty much almost the same setup on attack. Hyena is going to be on thermite. Thomas is going to be on Jackal, who he's been so good on so far, almost instantly being able to sniff out footsteps to find the roamers and track him down and chase him into the bomb site. But this is going to be a simple take. Luminosity taking their time. They're going to go all the way to the top floor, clear it out, looking for roamers with the verticality in play, especially provided with Sledge and his breaching hammer. They'll be able to do a little soft destruction, be able to shoot down, throw a little frag grenade here or there. Try to see if they could pick off a player or two before they ultimately move into sight.
So they do have a little bit more presence established up here on the 3rd floor this time from Draak. So Luminosity are just going to be able to start popping hatches and dropping down on the 2nd floor that easily. They could do that, which probably wouldn't be a great idea. Draak are going to be positioned very similar to how they were positioned when this site was played on the 1st round, keeping players behind the walls over in Cocktail, trying to prevent this push from being successful, even having it reinforced in the freezer there, as you can see from the drone cams right now.
Able to avoid getting his drone hacked. Doodle is not going to run into anybody just yet, but if he advances just a little bit more, he's going to definitely run into action. You see the players on Draak, they're just holding down those areas so well. They're not moving an inch yet, waiting for Luminosity to make that step before they move in, but down the hatch is going to be Hyena. Yeah, he's trying to get right into the action, and Draak Esports, they have to know he's in train.
No presence here from Draak whatsoever, so this allows for a pretty quick drop, and now Thatcher's going to be able to bust open one of the walls, give them a much better look at what's going on the site here, and hopefully allow for a push and a plant if Hyena's feeling up to it. They move their way in. Thomas has got the good idea about some of it. I don't know if he can actually see anyone here right now. There we go. Hyena's going to be able to spot it. If not, knocks off about 50 of the HP from the Jaeger, but not much else besides that right now. We're going to see, however, their Buck will try to change that as he works his way in. More than likely, that's going to be heard by the Jaeger, though, so he'll have to be very careful about how he approaches this.
Yeah, I was worried at first if he was going to be able to hear the rappel, but it seems like he did, so he moved away. So that's the main reason why Doodle slowed down a little bit with the Skeleton Key. Oh. But out the gates, make that 2 straight kills to Luminosity. Factor is able to get the double kill. There you have it. Moving right in the sight, the diffuser is going down, and Doodle is able to get a 2K on his own. We're looking at a 1v5, ladies and gentlemen.
Just going to be on Draak, who is holding back here for a large amount of the round, but was made irrelevant due to the way that Luminosity pushed it. Relevant until the end, of course. That's where he had that chance to clutch, but it is quickly put down by Thomas and the rest of Luminosity as they take a second now with the lead.
Whew. Luminosity looking way too good. Draak, they need another stellar opening like they had with the little homie here on round number 1. Round number 2, yeah, they were still able to get the entry kill, but it still wasn't explosive enough for Luminosity. We always seem to find a player getting a 2K. Every single round Luminosity won, multiple players got 2Ks.
We seem to be finding ourselves in a situation where this ban of Thatcher worked out well for Draak to be able to leverage the first round here on Bar and Cocktail, which thankfully they're going to be able to go back to now, so they got a chance to tie it up 2-2. But unfortunately, they haven't really been able to spread that effectiveness onto the other two sites. They're not denying control as much as they should be against LG, and as such, LG is finding ways around the reinforcements, such as just bringing a lot of soft breach for hatches and dealing with Electroclaws with explosives, and then blowing the actual hatches up, as well as just doing a really good job of avoiding the roaming presence if it's there. Some of that's a mistake of Draak not putting enough roaming presence, like back when they were on Kitchen. Some of it's just good moves from Luminosity, like we saw in the last round.
But the thing about Draak Esports, especially on that site, which hurt him a lot. Okay, so you're doing a stronghold on White Stairs and also Bathroom, but if you give Luminosity all of that real estate to go ahead, drop down the hatch, jump right in the train, and the only person to stop them from putting down the diffuser right under Fireplace is a guy on White Stairs. You chase him away, no one's going to stop it. So Luminosity was, of course, they were able to get the easy plan. That's where Draak Esports has to step it up and apply a lot of pressure, make sure they have presence, not only on, but around the site if you want to play off site for these defenses.
All right, well, here we go. Once again, the round has begun. It's time for Draak to see if they can hold this site once more. Very similar load out for them. Just waiting for those Cade electric walls to get tossed down. We don't have them on the same wall this time. But okay.
Yoda with the entry kill.
All right.
Body Rexon. What happened?
Just trying to keep Rexon at 0 kills, apparently, I think.
Oh, wait, Rexon has a donut?
Yeah, right now he does, I think.
Rexon's a beast, though. Rexon at any given moment, like, he can be the best player in the lobby.
Yeah, he's got 3 assists. I think he's had some bad luck in duels.
Yeah, I would never, ever roast Rexon. If he drops a donut, it's like, okay, you know what? Something wrong must have really went down. But all right, slowly but surely, Luminosity moving in 4v5. So listen, this all right. We're gonna handicap this game for us. We're gonna team kill our Slash player, and we're gonna have Draak try to win this if they can. So Draak, please don't lose.
They were like, well, this is the site we can't win, so. No, but Luminosity once again bringing a pretty similar flair to it this time. I don't know if they had these in the previous round, but we do have the electric claws, or at least one of them.
Like the first time, right?
Yeah, on the inside here of this wall. I don't think we had them there on the first round. I might be wrong about that. But we also had them on the freezer too here.
I don't believe I saw them on the first round. And actually, I didn't see them around Fireplace as well when they came in from terrain. So this is probably the first time that Draak utilized that type of utility from Kaid in areas where it actually mattered. But right now, doesn't matter. Thermite's able to get the exothermic charge down, and now Piano is going to be wide open. Factor a little bit of drone work. He's going to be able to find somebody. Not trying to get that drone hack. There's going to be a player waiting to peek. Yeah, this is going to be... This is a hot zone for him.
They've got to know someone's around the corner just with all this utility here, either behind the shield or behind that wall. There was already a player behind the shield in a previous round. Little homie gives away his position from behind the wall. We also see a yokai drone detonate at least one of its charges there unsuccessfully, but as you saw there, it's a pretty safe distance away, way in the back. They're trying to find it, but no luck on that right now.
You know what this is? This is a scary movie. And you know, okay, he was able to get out there safe. That was my worry. He's all alone with the yokai drone, and in front of him, Factor was in there to be able to shoot down the yokai drone, and it was only a matter of time until they went in for the push. But Factor is blood hungry.
Obviously, they'll lose Thomas on a DC there, which is unfortunate, but carrying on regardless. Little homie is going to be able to pick up the next kill. Hyena looking for a trade here onto the Jaeger. Will finally catch the frag on a Little homie, but he's going to have one more to deal with on White Stairs, along with a down teammate. Don't even know where those bullets came from, but he will walk right in and find J-Vac. Unfortunately, misses the White Stairs player. As such, Draak do take a second successful round here on the third floor site.
John, we have a game. We have a game. We have
a bit of a game.
A team kill and a drop. And Draak was able to pull it out. But it was really good for Little Homie, the fact that he was able to carefully crouch down, get behind the shield, and run away. Because what my fear was, he was going to challenge that 1v2. Thinking that the yokai drone was going to help him out big time when both line of sights were just dead on him, waiting for the rotation to be made. So, hey, good thing that he was able to get that first kill, get away. Even though the refrag did happen, he still did what he had to do.
Yeah, I think Draak overall are pretty smart players at the end of the day when it comes to just things like you shouldn't do. They don't usually overextend themselves as far as I've been able to see. Yeah. In fact, they kind of underextend themselves, which is a word you don't use
keep a lot of space between them.
Yeah, well, it's not only that, but it's just like they're not roaming a lot when they potentially should be. Like the kitchen round was a good example of that, where I think they should have had someone on the second floor, even if it was just temporarily to try and delay a little bit more.
I agree.
The problem in the kitchen round, I'm pretty sure, is just Luminosity's drone and everything. Because you saw it, they didn't really, it just happened. They just kind of ran in and executed all of a sudden. They seemed to know where everybody was, and I'm pretty sure that was just because they had good droning and no one was trying to deny that or cause any problems up on the second floor. But you know, the thing is, there's still a new team. As far as I can tell, they're still like in the process of learning a lot of this. So while we've got a game on the third floor site. We don't have a game in a lot of the other sites right now. That's the problem. That's going to become very apparent, in my opinion, probably in the second half.
Yeah, the funniest thing to me is whenever Thomas comes in with Jackal and he sees footsteps, the moment he marks a player, that player just runs completely away and just goes right back.
Not taking a risk on this.
Right. So it's like, okay, so you have one roamer, that roamer immediately out of here within the first 20 seconds, and that's it. So it's like, okay, we need some variety in gameplay. If you're going to play offsite, especially heavy, make sure that you have the verticality on lock as well.
Yeah, there is
like how Struck last time we saw Struck play.
The other thing as well is they're respecting their opponents too much with this pull. When you're an underdog in this situation, the upper dog team, I suppose you could say, is going to expect that they'll be able to control the pace of a round in a game.
Yeah.
For the most part, except on that third floor site, that is what's happening right now. Is they're controlling the pace of a round, and we basically just have Draak like waiting for them to execute for a large amount of that round.
Yes.
They need to flip that around potentially. I'm not saying get like hyper aggressive or anything like that, but just basically take some things away from their control, make them have to think, make them have to change things up, because right now they're not doing that on the second and first floor sites, and that's allowing for them to have very easy executes.
So the one thing that they're really lucky for, there was no Zofia and no Ashe on the board. If Zofia or Ashe was on the board, that shield would have been out of here, and the second player would have been deadlocked on sites. And that would have been it for Lil Homie, and they probably would have lost that round. So I hope that they don't use that strategy again. They come back better and offer a new look. But like you said, just continue to apply pressure. You're going to have to take something away from Luminosity. Don't let Luminosity play at their own pace. Like let them play your game. You're on defense. You're setting the traps. You're setting the entire pace for the entire round. Be in control, please. But ladies and gentlemen, with that drop, we're rehosting. We're getting all the players in. Trust me. I know you guys don't want to look at our ugly faces the entire time. We're going to lobby set up, and we'll be back in the game soon.
It's looking like we're getting very close to it, guys. So again, your patience is appreciated here, but we're just working on getting all 10 of those players back in, making sure LG's connections are stable, most importantly, so that we can continue the game and get us a winner here, as we still 2 more matches to come tonight. In case you missed them earlier, we are going to be seeing Two-Faced play once again. They'll take on EG in their very first showing here for USN on the mainstream. And then finally, as usual,
we're back.
We'll take each other on, and we are back.
That was fast. I like it.
Thank you, LG and Draak. We appreciate that.
I love you guys. I didn't know what else to talk about after that. Chat, thank you for being patient. We love you guys, man.
All right, so back into it. They are going to try the first floor again after some success once more back on the third floor.
He picked me. I'm Tizzy. No, I'm playing. Castle being chosen on kitchen service. Yeah, pretty big, but Sophia's going to be in place. So, yeah, the castle barricades aren't going to last that long, but it should slow down Luminosity in the area that Sophia isn't in, especially with Sledge not being in play. So, yeah, and they brought traps this time. Legions on the board. That's good. That's real good. So with the intel provided from not only the ghoul mines that come from Legion, where he generates them, you know, how many does he get around, like 8?
It's somewhere between 6 and 8 is the max you can have.
Okay.
I forget the exact number.
Yeah, so with the ghoul mines being in play and also the yokai drones, Draak Esports, they should have the jump on Luminosity, but also they need to get the jump on Factor. Make sure Factor is in the position to sniff out those ghoul mines and also the yokai drones.
5 seconds left.
So it's going to be a good little counter here, and it's all going to rely on the back of Factor.
Attackers objective.
They are setting up mainly to counter out a push through Bakery and into Prep, which is a very common attack that we see, but more likely than not, Luminosity is going to take the kind of spread out path here. Once again, as far as I can tell, Draak just keeping themselves very locked and focused on the first floor. I think I might see one player up on the second floor for the Silhouette, but that could also be the Silhouette deceiving me. So we'll get a better idea about that once Luminosity starts moving in here, but it worked really well the last time they played on this site, so there's no reason for Luminosity to vary up their strat. They're just going to go top down.
Yeah, like going through that door really isn't a necessity that Luminosity they're really focused for, because at the end of the day, yeah, you have to start top to bottom whenever you play on a map that's this big and there's so many layers and levels to it. So Luminosity clearing out any roamers that I doubt there's any right now. It looks like Draak Esports are playing
they're all on the
site
first
heavy.
Yeah, they're on the first floor again. So it's going to be the same thing, where they'll just use the buck to open up a bunch of real estate, try to drone it, and then basically execute probably with like 50 seconds left would be my guess for LG here, since they don't have any roaming presence to deal with. They just have to worry about the execute.
You know what would make me happy about this? And a lot of tier 3 teams, I see it all the time in USN. You know, you lose in USN, you break up, you make a team change, you come back next time, and you try again, and it's the same story every single time. Draak Esports, this is the same exact roster. The same exact roster. And you know what? They pulled 2 rounds off of Luminosity. Despite the team kill, you got 2 rounds off of Luminosity. I mean, that's a feat in the zone, to be completely honest.
This dang bar is causing problems for IQ there. She tries to take out one of the electrical with her pistol, but can't find an opening. Need to bring the stud finder or something like that next time, as well as the electronics detector.
Yeah, Rexon is currently testing the aim from 2 of the roamers down low, and he's seeing that they're not connecting with the drone, so I'm pretty sure Rexon is ready to run down and slap him up himself. But he's going to be undermanned. It's going to be a 1v2. And, oh, with a short peek. Rexen peeks those.
Thomas obviously will disconnect once again, so unfortunately Luminosity will end up in a 4v5, but not much they can do at this point. Seems like potentially some issues there for Thomas, but we'll get that figured out a little bit more once we get deeper into the match here.
The Siege Gods are blessing Draak Esports. It's going to be all on them to go ahead and take advantage of this, but Factor, he doesn't even care. Taking out Optizi and pushing the 1v1 is going to be Rexen. Getting off hard breach and, excuse me, I'm got Rexen kind of confused. Yeah, Rexen getting on Zofia, goes ahead and he's trading up bodies in that 1v1 situation.
Well, they brought it back into an advantageous situation here now. All they need to do is close out, and similarly to the last round, it's looking like they're going to do this pretty last minute. 30 seconds left. We just have the first wall into the site being open now, and it's pretty far away, way over here towards the garage entryway that they go for.
Wide open.
However, they do have a path in. Planting's going to be a different matter, though, as they don't really have anyone established at other angles, so they're kind of pushing blind, hoping that the drone work was enough. It was the last time they played onto this site. Now they're going to have to hope that this first plant attempt goes off without a hitch. No attempt to respond to it from Draak just yet. They are firing in. JVac will find Doodle. Rexen and Factor both find trades, however, so it's all on Sonic. He more than likely should have Yokais, but doesn't seem like it, or at least he can't play onto them right now. Rotates off, is caught by Factor, and that's Luminosity still coming out on top despite the loss of a player from a disconnect.
Okay, so I have a really bad memory because I'm an old man, Blue, but was Freezer hit with the electric claw? Because if not, that is a huge mistake.
No, it was.
It was? Okay.
That was the one that IQ was trying to snipe out, but she couldn't.
Okay. Oh, so that was the situation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the
Gotcha.
wall that I think you're talking about.
All right. So Luminosity able to push in the site in the very last seconds, and yeah, they're going to play this 4v5.
Just in case anyone's wondering why we have not paused it, there's no rehost call from Luminosity, so at this point we are going to continue the match until someone tells us otherwise. So at the moment, it's a 4v5.
It's even now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
And again, Luminosity did not say RH at any point here, so no one get mad that we're continuing this in a 4v5.
You know what? Everybody in the chat is spamming for me to say Quan. Listen, I'm a grown man. Why do you guys want me to say Quan? It makes no sense. But you know what? I'm doing it because I love you guys, okay? USN, we're here for the people. Luminosity down by one player, Draak Esports. I mean, you still cannot underestimate them because at the same time, we've seen just the ferocity that Luminosity brings here on attack. And also just the fact that they're up 3-2 on attack. That's rough. That's rough. But Draak Esports, they have a chance to go ahead and tie this up again. You know what? Hey, if a player drops and the game is still going on, Blue, you best believe. I am playing to win every single second I'm on the map.
If I had to guess what's going on right now is LG... Okay, well, first of all, welcome back, Thomas. For now. If I had to guess what happened in Luminosity's mind right there, it's either Thomas is having internet issues and they're just like, yeah, we can win these 4v5.
Yeah.
Because they know Thomas's internet issues aren't getting solved anytime soon.
Well, Luminosity, you know what? The funny thing about this team, like knowing the personality of these players, they're probably saying that to themselves, like, yeah, we could really handle it.
Yeah, we got this, guys. Don't worry about Thomas. We got it.
Doodle busts open with a 6K. Don't ask questions as possible. And yeah, because the team killed as well. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that team kills.
That's like, you know, Doodle will bust a 6K in no time. Yeah, simple roam presence clear, and yeah, Rexen, a little bit of drone help in front of them. Luminosity, they make sure whenever they go in sites, you know, it's a buddy system. Whether it's a player next to them or a drone in front of them, they're not going alone and they're not going in blind.
All right, well, here we are once again. Already a minute gone from the main part of the round here. Luminosity taking that same top-down approach that they've done in previous rounds, and why not, as it's worked 2 times in a row now, even with a 4v5 situation here. So LG are certainly feeling confident at a minimum. Castle, specifically Optizi, is going to get seen by the drone there, but more than likely will shoot it out in a few seconds as we're just hiding under the bench. And Doodle has once again reached the dining room there, so he's free once more.
Stop, Blue. Like you said, once more, he's free. Doodle has been there every single round we've played this map. Why not stop him from going there? Why not put a trap there? Something. Why not counter it? I don't know. But Doodle is able to just roam free. He hasn't been pressured at all. Except this Gumon right here. It's the only stop he's ever had this.
See, they had one.
I spoke too soon.
They're going to find another one here, too, as they move down the stairs. Rexon will be able to take that out relatively quickly. Both stun grenades now out in the open. An attempted response from someone on Draak. Didn't catch who that was. Might have. There you go. That answers my question. That's Draak. That's Lawn Chair specifically ending up going down there. JVac as well going to get taken out a second later. Little Homie will be able to trade, and Optizzy is looking for his own pickup, but the first attempt to take the duel fails, and it gives away his position once again, so now he's got to take a much more passive stance.
A homie that's low was able to get that kill. No! Rexon goes for the drop shot. It gets bodied. Great kill for Draak Esports. So now we're looking at a 3v3. A Yokai, a Jaeger, and a Castle. I think Draak has what it takes. Never mind.
So Rexon's going to be able to take out Little Homie. He's now back in the fight. Doodle is making runs with the skeleton key now as he takes out Optizzy with it from the backside. And now Sonic left all alone here. He's got great intel. He actually... Oh, man, he might be able to do this. He's got to somehow get away with this Yokai, though. All right, there's the stun. They took it out, though, so they can just replant once again. Oh, but he's got a second one. Oh, yes. No, they didn't take him out.
Do it.
It's a win. And Draak steal the round right out of Luminosity's hands.
I believed the entire time that Draak had this game under control.
Don't they have an IQ, too?
Was Factor on IQ? Was he?
I don't know if they... I don't
think he was.
They might have not had an IQ in that round. I think they swapped away from it. No.
Thomas is back.
I'm trying to remember if Lawn Chair was on it or not. Oh, I wish I'd written it down.
We're slacking. One day I aspire to be on top of my notes.
Quick, here's
like
what we tell. Is the Twitch chat making fun of us right now for not knowing? Because
no, they're on a delay. So by the time that they hear this, it's going to be like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they see it, then we'll know. Because if they're making fun of us, then there was an IQ. If they're not,
we'll check.
Then they don't know either.
Chat, let us know. We're depending on you guys.
Because if obviously the message we're trying to get out here, if there was an IQ, big mistake. If there wasn't, somewhat forgivable.
Yeah. You know what? So I said earlier in the game I had the worst memory known to man. I think it's contagious, rubbing off on Blue. So I'm sorry for that. But hey, tied game. Yo, what if? Is that another drop?
Oh my God, he dropped again.
Yeah. Draak, the Siege Gods, Lord Tashanka is looking down on Draak Esports right now, and he's giving them his blessing to win this game. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna let Doodle team kill a teammate. I'm gonna have Thomas, his hamster is gonna stop running every single round. We're gonna have a 4v5. Draak Esports, this is your time to shine.
It's more like Lord Internet Service Provider. But
no, we're gonna go with Lord Tashanka. This is Siege themed Blue, okay? No, I'm playing.
They have Internet and Siege, right?
But Thomas, he obviously can't get it together with a professional. And Draak, if they can capitalize on this 5v4, they could be in the finals tonight. Against
potentially EG as well, which would be really interesting to see that game play out. But we're going to see as we get into our next round here. And again, you guys can see how they traded out those first two rounds by Draak being won solely up on the third floor here, but they do sneak the last one away on Kitchen after trying that side, I believe, 3 different times. They do win it there with some nice echo plays coming in from Sonic.
And by the way, I'm coaching a team right now that's pretty new to Siege, and they don't play Siege, by the way. They're actually interested. For those of you that are new to the game, and you're new to the stream, first off, welcome. But after the first 6 rounds, we change halves. So that's why you're saying, okay, Draak is on attack now, Luminosity's on defense, what's going on? Just a little reminder. But we're underneath the 2-minute mark in Draak Esports. They've yet to have good footing onto the site. So that's pretty interesting, especially despite that they're up a man. But that means that they're taking the time necessary to get in here safely. With a Valkyrie still alive, pretty sure Luminosity has a jump on Lil Homie, who just jumped in the piano. Yeah, he just shot out Devout Cam, so he knows that he's in there.
And that's going to be Valkyrie specifically taking the angle right now. Doodle trying to find a winning duel, but only ends up losing half of his HP trying to push it. Should be noted, too, that the disadvantage that Draak brought onto this game by banning out Thatcher is now going to be faced by them, too. So it's an important key as we go into the second half. But either way, Draak doesn't seem to be affected by it. Optizzy specifically starting us out with a double kill already brings us down to a 5v2, of course. Sonic will be able to find number 3, and all that's left is Hyena here. Again, it's all on the Echo to clutch it out here.
All right, Draak Esports getting loose off the goose right now, able to capitalize on this 5v4. The diffuser's currently going down. 2 more seconds left to go, and it's going to be all up to Hyena. No, it's all up to Hyena and Lawn Chair, apparently, as the team kill comes through. And this man is challenging with a bearing 9.
I don't even know how that one happened, but it happened.
I cannot control the recoil on this gun right here, by the way.
Oh, this is difficult. Hyena is going to be able to make it, get it done. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done.
No.
Now he's going to look for 2 more, though. Already used half the time on the diffuser. More than likely, the diffuser going down way in the open. They still have a default cam up, so actually got a good amount of vision. That might actually be...
Oh, the Valve cam is alive,
cam
right
is
by
not
balcony.
a default cam, so they do have a good amount of vision in here. Problem is, he's got to try and jump on this diffuse. Remember, it's Pro League rules. That's a long diffuse now. Also ranked rules now.
Yeah, that's
going to have to try and pull this off. Oh, I can't control the spray on that first attempt at a normal kill, though, and as such, Draak takes him out with a shotty. The super shotty, in fact. That'll be Draak winning yet another round, and I believe taking the lead now, too, at 4-3.
Oh, man. Draak Esports. You better hope that hamster is tired and he needs some Gatorade or something. Are we allowed to rehost again? Oh, he asked a magical question. So I guess we give it to him?
Oh, I completely forgot there was a limit on it.
Oh, there is?
I think there is. I don't know what it is.
Oh, so Tomas, his computer is just acting ghetto at the moment. Oh, no, I think we're actually going to do it.
Oh,
yeah, it's back to us.
Well, hello
Hi.
again.
Hi.
How's it
See you guys. We missed
back.
you. I'm Belly. This is Blue.
In case you're wondering, we are going to do another rehost.
Yes.
As it came back to us.
Well, I mean, it's all on Tomas, though. His computer keeps crashing, so, I mean, probably went to the wrong website. Computer caught something bad, and then, now he's dealing with it. So, Tomas, do better. Come on.
Dreaded homework folder.
Exactly. So yeah, this is it. So now we're looking at a scenario where Draak Esports, they've been faced with 5v4 scenarios. And they've been able to capitalize on most of them, winning around with the yokai drone that Luminosity failed to shoot out. And that was amazing.
That one really got you, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so just in case anyone's wondering from a rule perspective how this is working out, by the way, our admin team just clarified it for us. There is, by the rulebook, only 1 rehost allowed per match. However, Draak was nice. Draak is permitting them to do a second one due to Thomas's issues, and that is why there is a second one happening right now.
Sportsmanship. You gotta love it. If this was any other scumbag tier 3 team, they would have been like, no, we're going to play this out. So I'm going to have to give respect to my Tizzy little homie and the rest of the little homies on that team for allowing them to go ahead and rehost it.
Yeah.
So that way we have a fair game. So, yeah, I mean, it went this far, and Draak, they won all the rounds that they could. So, I mean, I would love to see a 5v5 personally. I mean, it sucks to see a team lose, especially like Luminosity, now that they're trying really hard to qualify here in USN to go to LAN. To lose this way, to where they have to wait yet another week to qualify. I mean, this is just assuming that they win all of the other matches tonight or whatnot. But I'm all for a fair game.
Yeah, of course. And it makes it hard to break down these past couple of rounds, right? Because they have been a 4v5, so
yes.
There's a huge caveat onto it. You can imagine LG wasn't at full focus, which is what may have caused... Again, we don't... Again, I still don't... There's chat making fun of us now. I feel like we might be at that time.
Are they...
Let's see real quick. Not to make it look awkward or anything.
Someone saying Chino said Draak is DDoSy. So, like, there's a lot of... blaming and finger pointing in the chat, which is pretty funny.
But yeah, obviously, like, that could have potentially caused the mistake where they didn't catch the second yokai drone. Again, we don't remember if they had an IQ in that situation or not, so
yeah,
can't really fully break that
I'm just going to say no, because Factor knows better.
If they did, it would have been Launcher. Launcher did get a kill earlier on, and I'm pretty sure he was still alive at that point in the round. So
yeah.
I just can't remember if he was on IQ or not. I think he was, but I don't want to say it and give them a bunch of crap if it's not true. So
true.
So I'm going to hold off on that for now.
But also, that also goes to show that if you're an anchor player, if you're a hardcore anchor support player, you have to stay alive until the very last second of the game. You have to.
Gonna not get Echo banned from the game.
You cannot get popped immediately.
Basically, if anyone's newer to Siege and is wondering why Echo gets banned a bunch,
that's why.
That round is why Echo gets banned a bunch, because he can do that.
Yeah.
And it's very annoying when he does that, because those drones are kind of hard to see, unless you've got an IQ, which just points them out for you.
Or you're a 50-year-old man like me, you just don't have the eyesight for it. Like, I play stretch screen, and whenever I hunt yokai drones without IQ, it's nearly impossible. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's why you usually see Echo banned instead of Maestro. Not the other way around. But Maestro is also ridiculous on the 3rd floor, so this ban also made sense. It's kind of give or take, which you pick your poison, so to say.
They were basically like, it seemed like to me like they were, Drakus was like specifically picking what they did and didn't want to play against on that site. And only that site for the most part. Right.
I said, like, even Thatcher being banned, I still feel like that was still just a loose ban. It really hasn't had a big impact on this game at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, teams still have ways to push besides that. It definitely helps in a lot of situations, but there's just a lot of walls in this map as soon as you move beyond the 3rd floor, and a lot of ways for a Thermite to blow up and get himself into the site. So ultimately, you know, banning him out there is going to be the end of the world.
I would say this is actually the most dynamic map in Rainbow Six Siege in regards to playstyle and how to go into a site and how to attack a site. I mean, you have the windows, you have all the floors, all of the soft destruction out there. It really takes, you know, team effort in order to be successful in this map. And, yeah. Yeah.
We're seeing that from Draak right now, for sure.
Well, I mean, I was going to say so. That's why I said yeah, because I didn't want to say that's what I've seen it from Draak. It has been 5v4 at the same time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ignoring that. This has still been a pretty good effort from Draak. There's mistakes, to be sure. You know,
Yeah.
for instance, you know, under-aggressing.
We've seen
my
good things,
opinion,
by
on
the way,
Vision.
so we're not hating on them.
No, we've seen very
Great
good
things.
things.
Yeah.
Like, just their general play on the third floor site. It's really good right now. It's also
Yes.
not, like, very basic. It's kind of aggressive. They're getting up in the players' faces, which you don't necessarily expect to do when
Yeah.
you have an underdog match like this. And that's what I was talking about before, is the underdog needs to be the one that takes action, that takes command of a round and causes the, again, I don't know the actual term for not the underdog. So I'm
Just say the upper dogs.
yeah, upper dog is what I'm going to say for now. So you have to force the upper dog to respect you, and you do that by getting aggressive, by getting up in their face, by you know, making unorthodox moves. And Draak is doing a lot of that right now. There's still some missing key pieces of it, but they definitely have the right idea.
We've seen them be so static when it comes to their basic strategies. Like now they're just so much more dynamic, man. You have to be wild, especially if you know you are the team that's fighting uphill against like a professional premier team. Just be wild. Make them continue to guess. Listen, if you don't know what you're doing, then they don't know what you're doing. That's basically the gist of it.
Yeah,
So yeah.
a lot of it works. But once again, guys, we are just waiting for Thomas to reconnect. As far as
We're sorry, Chad.
As far as I can see, he is not reconnected yet, so we are still waiting on him at this point, but that is the cause of delay, and we do apologize once again for any inconvenience this may cause you. Also, as a reminder, we still have 2 more matches after this, so don't leave just yet, so we got plenty of action coming up. We still have Evil Genius's initial match against Two-Faced, and the winner's match, of course, with the winner of this one, and the winner of the EG and Two-Faced match will go up against each other for that spot in the West Coast Conference qualifiers for Stage 3. Which, again, we might as well remind you guys about that as well, since we're on a little bit of a break here while we wait for Thomas to get reconnected and hopefully sort out all of his issues. Is that, yeah, this is Stage 3. This is the last normal stage for USN. There's only 2 spots available for it. It's going to be the same as Stage 2, where we run these 4 weeks of standard qualifiers leading into those conference qualifiers, at the end of which we'll have 2 teams, one from the East, one from the West, that'll qualify. That'll take us over into our wildcard segment, which is just one final open bracket like these ones that we do here every single week. The winners of that, they go straight to LAN. They don't have to deal with the conference qualifiers at all. But obviously that's much more difficult than trying to qualify through those conference qualifiers where you potentially have multiple attempts to qualify. So make sure you are getting your signups in now, folks. And that's going to be over at the website at play.r6usnationals.com is where you can find all the information for that. We are back now, and once again, big apologies for the delay, but I believe we are good to go now.
Blue is such a professional. Okay, so if you guys ever ask me one more time, Veli, how does USN work? Clip that right there. Blue just gave you guys the Bible. He read straight from it. That is it. So here we are back in the game. Luminosity going to be down 3-4, but you know what? They're not going to be down 4-5 in regards to players. So this is going to be it. But speaking of the whole USN process or whatnot, the finals have not been announced yet. It's highly anticipated, especially for me. For those of you in the chat, I want to know how many of you guys actually went to the finals last year in Las Vegas, and I just want to see what you guys are thinking. Where would you like to see an event? I personally love that Vegas event. It was at the Penn and Teller Theater, correct?
Yes, in the Rio,
and it was actually a really pretty setup. It was a beautiful setup. I thought it was nicely done. But where would you guys love to see an event? And don't just say your state because you live there. Like, pick an ideal spot. Like, I want a real reason why you would want an event to be in that area.
we need an event in Idaho.
Okay, see, if you say something like that, then, I mean, I'm just going to ban you for the chat. I'm a mod now.
Any Idaho fans? Not fans. Any Idaho fans out there? I don't even know if Idaho even has any like teams or anything.
I can't even point Idaho.
Does Idaho have any sports teams?
No.
Like
They just have, like, farms and stuff. Like, that's, like, where people like Stokes are from. Isn't he from, like, Idaho or, like,
He's from
Arkansas?
Iowa. He's from
Iowa,
I think.
same thing.
Same letter. You're just off by like 10 states in terms of geography.
So, we love to have fun here at USN, and we love to also play the game. So, jumping right into the game, we see Optics and Little Homie currently on the 3rd floor. It's going to be Gridlock and, excuse me, IQ. A little bit of drone work coming in from top red. He didn't send the drone downstairs. I'm hoping that Draak Esports actually circle back and do that because we saw Romer down there. Oh yeah, it's gonna be Doodle. And he has a few goo mines laid out. So the moment that they drop down, they step in that, Doodle will get to go ahead and get the go ahead and make the play however he pleases.
That could be a song lyric.
Right.
It's gonna show up on an album in a couple months.
We're on one tonight.
All right, guys, so here we go. Hyena's going to strike first here for Luminosity this time, as he is able to find JVac on the push in. Still, remember, can get a lot of intel from those drones that he can attach to the ceiling. Either way, though, despite the loss of JVac on entry, we're still going to see Lawnchair and the rest of Draak start pushing their way back in. Little Homie's going to take a little bit of heat there. He'll lose now 75 of his HP in the process. Cool, but we will see a Yokai drone get sniped out by Lawnchair. He'll be able to take one of those out and hopefully prevent the unfortunate circumstance that Luminosity had to deal with.
Yeah, such bad placement for that Yokai drone. He put it in a perfect position for him to be able to just shoot it right off of the ceiling. Lawnchair, great job hunting down utility one by one. But with the Toxic Babe currently going out, we have less than a minute left, and I believe that there's going to be 2 more left, which should stall attackers for an additional 30 seconds. So keep that in mind. Exothermic charge currently being placed, and Thomas is getting ready for the attack.
Here comes the push in the bathroom here now. Thomas trying to make a retreat. He did have the shotgun drawn for a second. Thankfully, we didn't end up seeing a push from the player from Draak, who was ready to go down Whitehall there, and that actually saved Thomas's life, at least for now. Doodle, though, on that lurk downstairs, finally gets another chance to strike here. He's going to be able to take out Optizi. Lawnchair kills Little Homie in the front. I think it's the 3rd team kill this map now. Factor also takes out Lawnchair, and that leaves us with only Sonic again in a 4v1 situation, trying to hold off against the rush from LG, but it won't work out. Factor finishes off the round and ties us up again for LG.
Yeah, Sonic whips out the pistol thinking that he's a John Wick. And he tries to clutch it out. He's not John Wick, so he wasn't able to get that kill, and then he died. Where Luminosity won in an almost flawless round. 4 players left alive. Very dominant performance heading into the top floor. But once again, like Blue and I explained during the break, it's just no pressure. No pressure for Luminosity, you know. The moment that they drop down Red Hatch, they not only have Doodle, who's with Legion underneath attacking them, they have everyone else behind bar and in freezer, and it's just no answer at all, man. No dynamic gameplay coming in from White Stairs, and yeah, just Luminosity just playing this textbook style, and Draak Esports are trying to find a way to overcome them, and they're not able to. So going back down to Kitchen, I believe this is the first time we're gonna see Luminosity play this site.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see how they defend it. So, Factor. Oh yeah, we rehosted the whole lobby. I was gonna say, why is he on top with 2
Yeah, no,
kills?
stats are gonna be all messed up for this one.
That confused. I'm like, okay, it's 3 a.m. I can't.
I wish
right.
whoever's on duty tonight see GG luck with this one.
Spencer is gonna have the hardest time with
It's gonna
this.
be a lot of math.
10
Yes.
seconds left.
Thankfully, they're good at it, so just will take them a little bit longer to get it up.
5 seconds to insertion.
So Yokai drone currently looking towards White Hallway, and Doodle is gonna be playing on the stairs. So Doodle loves to play alone, and there's a reason for that. He kills people. And he's really good at doing that. So currently on the 3rd floor, wonder if he's just gonna go ahead and just make his home here and wait for them to go ahead and drop down Red Hatch and try to clear it out.
Got a lot of players going to be working their way upstairs once again, so potentially taking a similar approach to what LG was doing and just kind of going on a top-down approach. Here you can see, though, LG is roaming. They've got players out ready to try and cause problems for Draak as they attempt to go for that top-down approach that Luminosity was just walking through because there was never any roaming presence from Draak.
All right, there we have it. And by the way, Blue, I was looking at the chat. We have a lot of New York and Miamis.
I mean, New York I get, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people there.
Oh, Miami, though,
Miami's
like,
an interesting.
it depends what time of year we go to Miami, because if it's in the summer, yo, I'm a sweater. And if you go to Miami,
no one's going to have fun there.
that humidity is going to slap you hard.
Yep, I've been to Florida enough time.
I had 2 events in Orlando, and just Florida in general, man, it is terrible.
Orlando's especially like bad with the weather too, right? Because you're basically like in a swamp there. So
Like, you step outside and you immediately want to take another shower.
Yeah, it's interesting. But either way, we've got Little Homie on the board first here, again for Draak. Able to find Doodle early on this time, knocking out the mute. Obviously not a huge loss early in the round since all of his utility has been pre-placed. But either way, let's get rid of him.
All right, sipping out some footsteps is going to be my man, Lil Homie. And oh, there we have it. Lil Homie with the jump scare. He was able to take out Thomas. That actually scared me because I was writing down notes. But yeah, Lil Homie once again getting a 2K off of entry. That's something that he's so good with. But Hyena able to pick up one on his own. It's going to be Sledge, which is going to help out with a lot of verticality gameplay that's going to come in, especially from this hold in Kitchen. But Factor, he's going to sit tight, watching this hatch, waiting for someone to just dare him to go ahead and peek.
Waiting for his chance to work his way in here to the bakery and start working on those kitchen prep walls. Hyena is going to respond, of course, by taking a position to counter any sort of direct push that might happen from this direction. They do have the hatch open on the inside of dining room there to jump down into the kitchen itself. But I believe that may have been done by the guys on Luminosity themselves here to leave a rotate hole open, since that hatch normally gets open without too much trouble anyway. Hyena again trying to take that duel at prep, but not going to find much from it. He'll end up backing up to the reinforced shield here. And once more, just basically waiting for Draak to make their move. We're at less than 30 seconds now, and they've yet to move in. But as you can hear from all the noise, that's now changing.
Yeah, this is it. We pretty much hit check. We're waiting for the mate as Rexon's able to get a kill, but Optizzy is able to get the refract, taking Hyena out the game with a nice headshot. But you hear the sound. 10 seconds left to go, and oh, with the nice pop, Sonic takes out Rexon. But Draak Esports find themselves in a 2v1 scenario. Diffuser will go down. You see the ping. But will Factor get there in time? And in a 1v1, Factor is able to get one. All he needs is one more.
Little homie's so far away, too. He's actually going to wrap all the way around. Factor thinks he's upstairs. That's how far away little homie's at. So little homie's actually got a pretty big mental advantage right now. Crouch walk. He's got to act on it now. The problem is he doesn't know. There's the counter defuse. That's what little homie was waiting for. He's going to be able to try and crawl in on this one. The jump off, though, happens. Oh, he did have a nitro cell, but smart of him to see it, but it won't matter. Little homie tries to counter it out, but Factor takes the gun duel and wins it anyway. He's got the time for it, so Luminosity will be taking the lead away from Draak as they go up 5-4.
By defenders.
That hurt. That hurted. Like, Draak, they were supposed to win that round. They played that so well. But it was just the fact that, especially off the rotation back on the site, he made too much noise hitting that barbed wire, and that was it. He got lucky that he was able to shot the C4, and he had a 1v1 chance, but that TCSG-12 up close like that, I mean, one shot in more than 80% of your health. Well, I believe, yeah, it's 80 or 70% of your health is going to be gone. So Luminosity, they need 2 more rounds to go ahead and close out this map. But Draak Esports, they are not far away. And that was actually a shockingly close round. Yeah. And I'm going to have to really applaud Draak on the way that they attacked on that side. I actually thought that round was an absolute win. But it was extremely unfortunate. They were spread out too far from each other to be able to react for the refrag.
No time to execute as well. We saw Draak moving in at like 20 seconds. So still props to them for getting the job done there. Managing to just barely lose that round, unfortunately. So Luminosity back in control, 2 rounds away from closing this one out and setting themselves on to the final matchup. And they did an interesting 6-pick here. They're going to go for a sneaky Pulse and try to hide him somewhere. We'll see how successful that'll be, as we know the power that Pulse can bring to the table. Not just this map, but the entire rotation.
So that means that who's currently is on Long, he has responsibility for 3 operators currently on Luminosity. Not only does he have to look for the Valk cams, he has to hunt down the Yokai drones. And he also has to hunt down Factor.
Uh-oh.
None of that. So I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson, and that's what we like to call a moonwalk.
What? What the? All right.
Oh, they're in a team house. I forgot.
Oh.
They're in a team house, so it makes sense. They all drop. Their internet in their team house sucks. So
thank you, Cox.
That's that.